Hello there, welcome to Channel 16.8. This presentation contains material that some viewers may find objectionable in part or in full. Life is full of uncertainties. We present only an interpretation. Viewer discretion is advised.
Today is 11 July 2024. 2 days ago, on 9 July 2024, there were news reports that said the MACC raided the HRD Corp office. Did the news catch you by surprise? In a statement last Saturday, that is 6 July 2024, a statement by MACC Deputy Chief Commissioner of Operations clearly gave the details. First, he said that a special team has been formed and several investigation papers have been initiated. He also specifically mentioned a date, that is, on Tuesday, July 9th, the investigation team will visit the Human Resources Ministry and HRD Corp to obtain additional documents. The visit, therefore, is hardly a raid. A raid is defined as a rapid surprise attack. The visit was neither rapid nor surprise. I am not surprised by the visit. I am surprised that prior notice was given 3 days before the visit. It was a long weekend, Monday being a public holiday in conjunction with the start of the new Muslim calendar. Was the prior notice intended for HRD personnel to forget about the extended weekend, come back to office, and prepare the documents? If not, were they to shred the documents? Few people remember that 22 years ago Arthur Andersen collapsed, together with Enron Corporation. Enron, an American energy company based in Houston, Texas, was then being investigated by US federal regulators. Enron had used fraudulent accounting practices to inflate its revenues and hide its debts from investors and creditors. What was alarming during the investigations was that staff of Arthur Andersen, they were Enron's auditors, reportedly slogged around the clock for 2 weeks just to destroy tons and tons of documents. Arthur Andersen's destruction of documents was clearly an obstruction of justice. If a similar destruction of evidence should happen in HRD Corp last weekend, the staff may end up in jail for obstruction of investigations or justice, but such action may well save the asses or their bosses. Of course, much has changed since the year 2002. Enron is gone, so is Arthur Andersen. Even hard copies of records in many organizations are gone as they move towards digitalization. But never mind, our Malaysian government is extremely slow in digitalization, so there may be still tons of hard copies of documents to be shredded, if need be. Come to think of it, if records were digitalized, would slogging away around the clock for 48 hours be more than sufficient to wipe out databases and records? This practice of the government giving prior notice is nothing new in Malaysia, and I always wonder why all those operations to nab errant motorists during festive holidays is never without giving us prior notice. It is almost customary to give notice, tantamount to be included with the many customary practices we observe during the festivals. The intention of Operation This and Operation That is all noble, all in the name of saving lives. This year, their plans to conduct operations involves monitoring for any traffic violations in 6 main areas. 1. Speeding. 2. Beating red lights. 3. Misusing emergency lanes. 4. Overtaking on double line. 5. Queue jumping. And 6. Using communication devices while driving. But announcing these measures beforehand to all and sundry, including specifying the period of operations, makes you wonder, are these checks only relevant when there is an expected surge in road traffic during festive holidays? I don't know. I thought traffic violations are violations 24/7 and all the year round, festive period or not. Ironically, more than a year ago, it was reported that the police urged motorists not to share information about roadblocks on the navigation app, Waze. Yet here they are, give prior notice that there will be roadblocks and traffic operations. Funny, isn't it? very often enforcement operations by our Malaysian government have little impact. For example, from time to time we read news of our immigration department conducting raids to nab illegal immigrants. The most recent case was last week in Kuantan, Pahang. Op Sapu hauled in 32 foreign nationals, believed to be working without valid permits, and in February in Johor Bahru, they nabbed 96 illegal migrants. Also in February, 132 undocumented migrants were arrested in an illegal settlement in an oil palm plantation area in Setia Alam. The joke is, the media did not define them as illegal migrants, just undocumented ones. Only the settlement where they stay was illegal. Earlier on New Year's Day this year, they arrested more than 100 in Brickfields, Kuala Lumpur. But ask any Malaysian and they'll say that there are so many more illegal migrants, undocumented migrants, out there. Not in the wild, but in the comfort of wherever places that they can likely find employment, or where they can run their own business. And therefore the whole numbers reported in the news media is really nothing much to shout about. The figures probably pale in comparison to the magnitude of the issue. Was there prior notice given before the raids? No, there were no news report of prior notice being given about intending raids, but the logistics and scale of the operation suggest that some level of prior awareness among the targets might have existed. Targets as in the migrants and their employers. Of course, that's just speculation. Honestly, I think our government's labor recalibration programs is doing more harm than good. Under the Labor Recalibration Program, or RTK, the immigration authorities work with the Ministry of Human Resources, engaging also with employers, just to regularize the status of migrant workers. If you don't understand what regularize means, it basically means we will legalize illegal immigrants if they come forward with their employers. To date, we had 2 RTKs. Yes, 2. Again, the intention is noble, no doubt. Our government has always been magnanimous. Always. But the RTKs is inviting more and more, not just migrants to enter our borders illegally, but also our fellow countrymen to hire them illegally. After all, there is always a positive outcome for both migrants and the employers through these recalibration programs. After RTK1 and RTK2, soon there may be RTK3 and then RTK4. In fact, if you Google RTK 3.0, you will find some parties already anticipating that. But RTK 3.0 may give a different meaning to the phrase regularize the status of migrant workers. Hopefully, no more legalizing of illegal migrant workers. We'll never know until the government starts to give us prior notice about it. We shall wait and see. I see the recalibration program is a form of prior notice, especially to employers, warning them to toe the line. To use the local term, the government is giving them chance to come forward. But if giving chance does not help to solve the illegal migrant problem, for sure it doesn't. Why not get tougher with the employers instead? Detain employers for a week for every worker found in their premises or businesses, and we'll see if they comply with the regulations. Secondly, act against property owners, making it mandatory that they lease out property only to documented human beings, citizens and non-citizens alike. Seal every lodging place that are found to be housing illegal immigrants, and we'll see where the illegal migrants will go. If need be, formulate new laws and tell the people what we will do. That's about the only prior notice we need give anybody. Yes, I know. Human Rights Watch, Suhakam, Lawyers for Liberty and the likes may soon come up with their own rhetoric about how inhumane it is to deprive anyone of a roof over their head. Giving prior notice of enforcement operation is not helping Malaysia, that much we all know. The case of the tour bus driver who drove 2 of his passengers to their death in Genting Highlands barely 2 weeks ago isn't the first case involving public vehicle drivers who do not possess valid driving licenses, or drivers with multiple summonses to their name. Right after the accident, the Transport Minister announced a major crackdown on tour bus and van operators. After the crackdown, the news media reported that it was a success. Let's look at it again. Firstly, We took action only after a fatal accident, as is always the case. Secondly, when the minister announced the impending crackdown, isn't that giving prior notice to tour bus and van operators? If these operators have something to hide, it would best for them to lie low, temporarily. Now, imagine conducting a crackdown without prior notice from the minister or government officials. Could it have been even more successful, more meaningful? But this is Malaysia. We, Malaysians, like cordiality. That perhaps is why, in wanting to fight an enemy, we are ever so polite as to give them prior notice. In the comments section below, please let me know your views about this custom of giving prior notice in Malaysia. And if you like this podcast, please remember to subscribe so that you will be notified of new videos.